Hey guys, it's your boy Nicholas Blue Hunter, and I'm so happy today, guys. I finally got at least 3 or 4 pieces of the gear. Today, I got Horn of the Hell, Hood of the Cold Hearted, and it's so good. It gives 619 health. That is so boss. Like, last time it sucked, and I used this piece of gear just to get it. And it gives me 10% power pip chance, 3% piercing, and 14 resil. I mean, 14 resil is not bad. Last time it was 12 on the Hades gear. And this time the critical is so high. It's 119 ice critical. Last time it was 72. This time the ice damage is 10 damage. Well, ice wizards don't really attack, so it's alright. Shadow damage is 5, and you get 2% power pip chance to Shadow Pip. And I still use my Hades, and when I go in the dungeon, I'll be using that. So I still have Hades, not that good. And Unseen gives pretty good health. I mean, 600 health, 8% power pip chance, 2% piercing, 28% crit block, 12 resil, 70 critical. It's alright, but not bad. 13 damage, it's alright, and 5% incoming. I'll use that for my PvP. And the boots. I got the boots. There are no boots good as these boots. They give 105 critical block. I mean, that's how much my wand barely gives. I mean, if I use this wand for my healing wand, obviously that's higher, but this is so good. It gives 368 health, 6% power pip chance, 5% accuracy, 3% piercing, 105 critical block. I think the boots are the best part of the whole gear. 12 resil. I mean, 12 resil is alright, but it's almost better than nothing. 13 damage. Well, I'm kind of mad at one thing. Balance gets 20 damage. If you think about it, balance is pretty OP. I mean, if you go in a PvP battle with a balance, it's just as hard as the Ice Wizard. And 1% for the Shadow Pip. And I got the one. It's pretty boss. I really don't I don't prefer you guys getting this one because it's alright. But it gives 95 crit block, 100 crit, and this is to all. And 5% ice pierce, and that's for like tower shield if I'm doing ice spell. And it gives 2 ultra stink cards, not really good, and 2 ultra darks, and 2 shadow blades. Shadow blades and shadow spells, I don't think so. The one needs them. For the theme, I used the new one. It's dropped by the first boss in Darkmoor. It's Wolf's Lancet of Shivers. It gives 441 health, 252 mana. I mean, there's nothing really good than that. 16 power pip chance, 16%, 2% accuracy, 18 crit block. Last time I think it was 15, and it took me so much time just to get this thing. And the other amulet, Blade of the Fell Titan, it was super easy to get. And for damage, it's alright. It's 16 damage. It gives 3 more crit block this time. It gives actually 2 accuracy. It gives 2 more damage than last time, or 1 if I'm wrong. But this one gives 15% incoming. I'm not sure. Is the other one better or this one? The other one gave 15% outgoing. So as a healer, you gotta think of some things sometimes. Like, you gotta think for the team or yourself. And I got Amulet of Anywhere. It took me 4 runs to go in that dungeon. That dungeon is super hard if you're soloing it with only a storm and a life. And I'm the ice helping out the storm, and then what the sucky part is that the last, it's the same. Shane Monshane, he's super hard, and then there's a Spirit of Darkmoor in that dungeon, and she is super hard. You cast a blade, she does a cheat. You cast a trap, she does a cheat. I mean, what if your pet heals? She does a cheat. Well, this amulet, right? It gives 215 health. It gives 4 piercing to all. That's good. And it gives me 35 crit. I don't know. Is this better or Morgan's amulet? I'm not sure right now. I haven't farmed that dungeon a lot because I need to get my robes fast. And then it gives 4% Brazil. That is boss. And if you're like a person who's gonna quickly hit, it gives 1 Sleet Storm. That is awesome. Aura, I mean, with nothing, whatever. And it gives 1 Shadow Shield. Shadow Shield, you don't really need that. I suggest if they come out with another part for Cursalis, then we're gonna need the Shadow Shield. Otherwise, you're literally crap. Well, right now I don't have Alpha and Omega. It is super hard to farm. I went in that dungeon over 1,000,000 times pretty much, and I still haven't gotten it. And it gives me 477 mana. What am I saying? 477 health, 194 mana, 10% power pip chance, 7% damage, and 10% incoming. I don't know. If I go through one of my friends, I'm just gonna go on this kid. So look at that. The ring he has, it's pretty boss too, but I'm trying to get a boss ring too, but I think this is my best chance so far, and it's the easiest ones I got. And for healing, I use this ring. It gives 310 health, 194 mana. Mana I really don't care about. It gives me 0, and I'll still love it. This one I think is dropped by Morganth. Morganth has pretty good drops, but I prefer not all drops from Morganth, because she drops like some stupid hats that suck. And it gives 310 health, like I said, and 194 mana. Gives 14% power pip chance. Compared to this bad boy, it only gives 10%. But this one gives even crit block. I don't know. I'm always confused between these two rings. Should I take 7 more damage, or should I take crit block? And this one is pretty boss. It's giving 35 outgoing. That is boss. Like, I've never seen a better ring than this one. I have, but it's always like a 20/20 and it's really bad. And I use this on Chain on Chain. It gives me 17 Brazil. It's pretty boss, and I'd be equipping my Zeus's Ice Shelf, Ice Shelf, Stiders, whatever. And then I use my crafted Woodland Tribal Coat. I would craft this if I were you, but it all depends on the person. And for my hat, I use Horned Helmet. Sometimes I'll use the Jade hat in the beginning. I don't have the boots, but I do have the, what am I saying? I don't have the robes, but I have the boots. The boots are alright. I never need them because Zeus covers everything. Like, this is a pretty good drop. And if you're an Ice Wizard and you don't have, I suggest you get your butt up, go to Aquila, go farm that dungeon and get these boots. They are OP, and I know you need them. And my pet, I don't really have any new pet. I still have Deer Knight, 6 Brazil, not good. I want to do this pet real fast, but I'm seeing this. This one has 73 pedigree, and that one only has 49. I think I'll be hatching these 2 pets together once I get this to adult. And hopefully I get some good traits from this one, because it's a pretty boss pet. I mean, if you look at it, look, it's so cute. Sleeping. And as mounts go, I just have these 2 mounts. And for decks, I have a deck that's a small deck. I have a boss deck. I have a death deck for the dungeon. I have a PvP deck, and I have a PvP 4 deck. And as far as that goes, these are really good traits. So for Shane on Shane, I suggest you go with this gear, like with Horned Helmet, with Woodland Tribal Coat, and with the Zeus Ice Shelf Striders or whatever. And the wand, you could, if you have this wand, take this. You could take this one. You could take Teeth of the Lord's Knight. I don't prefer that wand because technically it doesn't give anything better than the 150 crit block, and it's all right, not too good. And I don't know. Write down in the comments below, what should I do? Should I craft? Which one is a better look? Is like my OP Malisteer wand a look better? I got 2 of these in the same run. Which one is better? This bad boy or this one from Bazaar that was only for 60,000? I don't know which one is better. Like, I'm more of an ice person, but at the same time, this is more original. So tell me what I need. And so there's all types of different things I would do. For the first boss, I always wear my Jade hat. Then I'd be going in with my Woodland Tribal Coat, and I go in with Shoe the Cold Hearted for the 105 crit block. For this one, I'll only switch those shoes if on Chain we got a really good healer. If we don't, then I'm going to stick with this because it gives 105 crit block, which is really good. Because the healer, it doesn't have to flee that much because they could heal themselves and stuff. And that's about it. And I'll use this on the first boss because it gives 100 crit block and gives 24 outgoing. Because I'd be healing a little bit. I still use this. I don't really need it. And I use my Exalted Life Amulet. It is boss. It was super hard to get. I think it took me 15 or 16 tries. And that dungeon was pretty long when you had just those groups. And I'll use this ring on the first boss. I don't use these rings until the next one. So healing, as far as that go, my pet right here, Deer Knight, gives me 6 Brazil. And this is my death deck. It gives me 58 health, but 15 crit, it's not bad. And it's dropped in the dungeon, so that's pretty boss. So in my deck, this is what I have. For the first boss, I use D-Spell. My Fire Wizard goes in there, but we barely hit ever. So for all the bosses, this is my deck setup. 4 Potent Traps, 4 Primordials, 4 Sharpened Blades, 4 Satyrs, 4 Fortifies. If you're going to go for this spell, go for it. I suggest you get it because Convection is pretty hard to get. Because you got to do PvP. And if you're new to PvP, you might not even know what you're doing. So get Fortify. It's easier to get. It's 1 pip. I use 4 Storm Traps, 4 Windstorms. I put in 2 reshuffles just in case the Storm Wizard runs out of something or I do. Because you have to discard all the stuff just to get the traps. And I have 4 Elemental Blades, 4 Elemental Trap, and then I got, last but not least, 4 Shadow Sentinels. TC-wise, I got Life Bats. They're alright. I mean, they're like, I think, 138 gold. And not bad at all. I get 1 Brilliant Light just to heal. I got 3 Rebirths. I got 1 Sanctuary in there. I got 2 Fire Traps, which I won't need till the last run. I got a Convection for the first boss because he crits too much, and if you blade, he stuns you. Doom and Gloom, that's for last battle. I got Blade Storm. I would buy those. They're 1,500, but if you farm the right boss at the right way, you'll get a lot of gold. And I have 1 Elemental Blade. This is my deck for the first 2 bosses. For the last boss, you obviously know all I need is Doom and Gloom. And on the first boss, I suggest you get Vaporize. And most important factor, you need at least 2 or 3 of these in your deck. Because the first boss, be doing that cheap hit, like that new myth hit. I forgot what it's called, but it's so annoying. It gets rid of all your shields and crap. And you don't want to shield yourself too much, because these bosses, right, they be stealing your shields, their minions be doing that, and it's pretty annoying. And I would give Shatter to one of your friends. You can do it yourself if you have not a lot of things to do, but I have a ton of things to do. So I wouldn't do Shatter myself. And give Shatter to a minion or something, I don't know, to a friend. And then for Chain, use most important factor. If you're not a Storm Wizard, get Storm D-Spell. You need to put that on Shane. That guy is annoying. You need to put this. Whenever he has a Shadow Pip, go ahead. Put that spell on him. If he has more than 3 pips, that's what I'm saying. If he has more than 3 pips, just put it on him right away, because in a little bit he'll do Sirens or he'll do crap. If his minions have more than 4 pips, do it on him. And the minions, I'm not sure if they do a bug, but it's pretty annoying. And last but not least, you want to hit him every round. You want to have at least 1 cheap hit, because he'll do a stupid cheat and then he'll kill you. And when I suggest this in the first round, you use Steel Charm. The Steel Charm strategy is pretty cool. Blaze did it, and I didn't technically go after whatever he did. His strategy was a little different than mine's. I prefer my way because his way was a little different, because he did a lot of traps, and he had, if you don't know the person and you're going in with a random team, then do like my way. What you should do is 2 people blade you, one person hits right away. When the person hits right, Shane gets mad, and when he has max pips, he's gonna do that. A most important factor is you want to go in the battle first. So if it's your turn first, then it's only good. If it's their turn first, it's all right, but you never know. Shane could do Tempest. You don't know. He might use up all his pips. I'm just saying. And you don't want to use feints on him. If you use feints, he'll do his stupid cheats over and over again. So this is my thing for the first boss, and like the stats, right? They're pretty OP. I mean, 54 Brazil to all. You might need some new myth. You might need some to death. And right now, I just have more Brazil because of my Woodland Tribal Coat, Woodland Tribal Coat. They give me more. And accuracy wise, I get 10% to ice. It's alright. I don't need accuracy. And look at my crit block. That is OP. 278 to all, and then I have 300 in myth, that is boss, and then I have 298 to death. That is really good. And armor piercing, I really don't hit, so I don't need to know. As wise, like I heal sometimes, I don't heal all the time. Gives me 21% incoming, 66 outgoing. That is boss. Like 66, I bet. Like, it's really hard to get because all I'm wearing is like pretty crappy gear if you think about it. And all this comes nothing but from my ring and my wand. This wand is pretty boss. And you might spend some crowns on it, try to get it, but it's totally worth it. I mean, think about it, it does go with the jade gear. So for Shane, I would go for the horn helmet, it's crafted too, the Woodland Tribal Coat. And for boot wise, it depends. Like it depends. Do you want more Brazil? Oops, forgot something. I forgot my ring. So right now I have 87 Brazil, right? And I could quit this, and then it'll bump right up to 110. I suggest you use this, and it'll give you a few like really good block, but it all depends on you. And in that battle, you're not going to heal, so use Amulet of Anywhere, Neverwhere, and then it'll bump you up to 91. It's pretty good, but if you're going to do this and use Amulet of Anywhere, you have a pretty good chance of not getting hit by Shane. I mean, 114, that is boss. I mean, if I get the right pet, I might be like immune to fire and storm. And go with this strat for Shane, because he has like a lot of damage. And this one gives me 91, like my strategy gives me 78 storm though. I really don't need that. 78 fire though. 45 to all. So 91 to storm. His minions are usually storm, but if you're gonna try to protect yourself more and try to stay out of fights, you want to go with this strat. So you get more Brazil. I mean, if you think about it, it's better to get crit block, but at the same time it's better to have Brazil. So go with the Brazil strat if you want. You can go with the other one too. And go, like, this is alright, 155 block to all. I mean, 1% comes from my ring. And wait, I think I forgot to change my ring. No, hold up. What? Okay, block-wise, yeah. 1% comes from my ring, 5% comes from my robes, and then 23% just for my wand. That is boss. And outgoing and incoming, it's still alright. It gives 39 outgoing and 35 incoming. And I would put in a few convictions if you want. It's your choice. So that's about it. And for the last boss, I suggest you go with this strat. You put on all the gear you have from the boss so far, and try to put on your boss gear. So I would put all the Hades gear. I mean, my Hades robes, and then all the Malister gear I got, like my hat, boots, and my wand. That would be pretty boss. And I would put this amulet on if you have it. I would put on Exalted Life. I'll put on this amulet. And if you're gonna heal, I suggest you put on these boots. They give outgoing. They're alright, but I would leave these ones on. For the hat, I could exchange it with that one. I mean, this one, it's my choice. It depends on the day and the time. Like, this one, I would most likely pick this. It has really good traits. Like, if I go with the gear for healing last round, like the wand. If you're going to heal, you need this one. If you're not going to heal, you want to put on something like this. If you don't have the wand so far, use Hades wand. Or if you don't have Hades wand, go from the dungeon. People, this is 2015. You need to have at least one piece of Hades gear. And that's all you need pretty much. And the stats are pretty boss. I mean, if you think about it, Hades does not hit, what am I saying? Malsteer does not hit you that much. It's alright. It gives me 5,600 health. That is boss. When I say boss, I mean it. It gives me 41 result to all. It's alright. 76 to storm and then 71 to fire. I mean, it comes mostly from my, these boots, but you could switch to this. It's pretty boss. So with that one, it'll give me a little bit more health, and then it'll give me 53 result to all. That's alright. 7 accuracy to all. It'll give me 85 crit. I don't really need that. It'll give me 269 block to all. And then it'll give me 291 to myth. And it'll give me 289 to storm. What am I saying? Storm. Death. It's pretty boss. 5% armor piercing. Like I said, you're not going to really hit in the battle. So don't even worry about it. And healing wise, look, it's pretty boss. It gives me 66 outgoing and 26 incoming. You know what? Let's do the math. Here's a calculator. 66 plus 26. What is that? 92. That's like 92 outgoing and all that. So that's pretty boss, like I said. And it's your choice. And guys, please like this video. Please subscribe. Tell me, should I craft my wand with this one? Or is this pretty boss or this pretty boss? I mean, which one matches my gear? If I put on all my gear for the matching thing, this is my attire. So is it this one pretty boss? I mean, it looks more storm, you know? I got that purple color. And this one got the blue. I mean, Trident, Poseidon, it's pretty boss. I could equip Poseidon's wand, but that one's not that good. And that's alright. And see you guys. And please like the video. Please subscribe. It really helps. And write down in the comments below, should I craft a new wand, equip the old wand, or stitch it with my bizarre wand? I don't know.